In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Some of the people apparently they don't look so attractive, but once they start talking, you will like to listen to them, and you feel quite quite focused upon them. While another some of the people they might seem quite some attractive apparently, but once they talk, you will feel like they shouldn't have been talking, and it was far better for them to stay quiet. Dear friend, it is what is the difference between all that? The difference is that one was a good conversationalist, while the other was not a good conversationalist at all. So, being a good conversationalist, I think it is something really important and something about which we should feel honored. Something about which we should feel honored if at all somebody is a good conversationalist. So we should all try to become a good conversationalist, and it has become possible. And why has it become possible? Possible because there are certain techniques which can help us a lot in this respect. We are going to talk about how to become a good conversationalist in our today's talk, in our today's discussion. And for that purpose, we have chosen a beautiful article on the subject as well. This article has been authored by a renowned researcher and author, Justin Brown. And the caption of the article is if someone use these 15 phrases, they are an excellent conversationalist. If someone else is using these 15 phrases quite often in their conversation, actually they are a very good conversationalist. So we need to become a good conversationalist, and if at all we want to become one, so we need to remember all of these 15 phrases, and that we need to use it quite frequently, quite often in our conversation as well. So let's take all those 15 phrases. First of all, Justin Brown says that I would love to hear more about that. When somebody is talking, we need to say that I would love to hear more about that. I would love to hear more about that. So those people are willing to talk to us more, and they will like us, instantly. And the second is, what's your take on this? What's your take on this? You know, what's your take on this? I mean, what you opine on the subject? What do you think about this point, about this matter? That was the second phrase. Third is, that's an interesting point of view. It is a very interesting point of view. I mean, you are listening very attentively. You like what somebody is saying, what somebody is doing. You know, that's an interesting point of view. I hadn't considered it that way before. I hadn't considered it that way before. I mean, that is something very new to me. And still, the next is, that reminds me of a situation I experienced. That reminds me of a situation I experienced earlier. So, still, that the sixth is, how did that make you feel? How did that make you feel? How you feel in a situation like this one? What did you feel? How did that make you feel? The seventh is, I can understand why you might feel that way. I can understand why you might feel that way. Mean, I can understand why you might feel that way. Eighth is, you are not alone in feeling that way. You are not alone. Mean, it's not, you're not alone in feeling that way. Mean that whatever you're talking, it is the people will agree with you. That you are not alone. You're not alone in feeling that way. The ninth is, I appreciate your perspective. I appreciate your perspective. Whatever you do, say I appreciate that. I appreciate your perspective. Your angle, the angle on which you are looking at the situation, what you are feeling, what you are thinking. I appreciate your perspective. Number 10, let's agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. If at all you are not going to agree with someone else upon that, now you say that let's agree to disagree. Mean, don't mind if at all I don't agree with you. And then the next is, that's a fascinating idea. Can you tell me more? That's a fascinating idea. What you're talking about is a fascinating idea. Can you tell me more about that? This means that I'm deeply interested in what you are saying. And I completely understand where you are coming from. I completely understand where you are coming from. Mean that I can understand what is the reason behind all these views. Why you think and why you talk and why you feel like that. I understand that there is a background of it, and there is a there is a sort of events behind it. Have you ever considered this option? Have you ever considered it? Put forward an idea which is apparently good for you, good in your opinion, and then ask, excuse me, have you ever considered this idea? Then they will respond, yes, I've done, I have not considered, I have considered. 14. Thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for sharing that with me, for telling me this thing and that. I would like to learn more about your experiences. I would like to learn more about your experiences. This means that you are genuinely interested in that particular person. And it is indeed, it makes you a very good conversationalist. It can actually, more importantly, a person who is using these phrases quite often, this person will be liked instantly by the people. This person will be liked instantly by the people who are talking. They will like you instantly if at all you are seen using these 15 phrases in your conversation. It is really important. I found it very useful. It seems very good. I have decided to act upon these Justin Brown's these 15 phrases, and because these are very important and very useful, it is equally good if at all we are sharing all that with our loved ones, because all of that contains something very useful, something very good, and it can benefit us all. We need to get benefit from it, because that is something really good and great.